He's winning the fight. Now if he only leads the dash as he does the debate, we can pick him off. Who are our best shots on this front?" And eagerly he scanned the few faces near him. "Webber's tip-top and good for anything under 500 yards when he isn't excited. And Stoltz, he's a keen, cool one." "No, not you, Hogan," laughed the commander, as a freckled-faced veteran popped his head up over a nearby parapet of sand and grinned his desire to be included. "I've never seen the time you could hit what you aimed at. Slip out of that hole and find Webber and tell him to come here, and you take his burrow." Whereupon Hogan, grinning rueful acquiescence in his commander's criticism, slid backwards into the stream bed, and, followed by the chaff of the 3 or 4 comrades near enough to catch the words, went crouching from post to post in search of the desired marksman. "You used to be pretty sure with the carbine in the Tonto Basin when we were after Apaches, Sergeant," continued Ray, again peering through the glasses. "I'm mistaken in this fellow if he doesn't ride well within range, and we must make an example of him. I want 4 first-class shots to single him out." "The lieutenant can beat the best I ever did, sir," said Windsor, with a lift of the hand toward the hat brim as though in apology, for Field, silent throughout the brief conference, had half risen on his hands and knees and was edging over to the left, apparently seeking to reach the shelter of a little hummock close to the bank. "Why, surely, Field," was the quick reply, as Ray turned towards his junior. "That will make it complete." But a frantic burst of yells and war whoops out at the front put sudden stop to the words. The throng of warriors that had pressed so close about Stabber and the opposing orator seemed all in an instant to split asunder, and with trailing war bonnet and followed by only 2 or 3 of his braves, the former lashed his way westward and swept angrily out of the ruck and went circling away toward the crest, while with loud acclamation, brandishing shield and lance and rifle in superb barbaric tableau, the warriors lined up in front of the victorious young leader who, sitting high in his stirrups, with one magnificent red arm uplifted, began shouting in the sonorous tongue of the Sioux some urgent instructions. Down from the distant crest came other braves as though to meet and ask Stabber explanation of his strange quitting the field. Down came a dozen others, young braves mad for battle, eager to join the ranks of this new leader. And Ray, who had turned on Field once more, fixed his glasses on that stalwart, nearly stark naked, brilliantly painted form, foremost of the Indian array and now at last in full and unimpeded view. "By the gods of war!" he cried. "I never saw that scoundrel before, but if it isn't that renegade Red Fox! Why, here, Field, take my glass and look. You were with the commissioner's escort last year at the Black Hills Council. You must have seen him and heard him speak. Isn't this Red Fox himself?" And to Ray's surprise the young officer's eyes were averted, his face pale and troubled, and the answer was a mere mumble. "I didn't meet Fox there, Captain." He never seemed to see the glass held out to him until Ray almost thrust it into his hand, and then persisted with his inquiry. "Look at him anyhow. You may have seen him somewhere. Isn't that Red Fox?" And now Ray was gazing straight at Field's half-hidden face. Field, the soul of frankness hitherto, the lad who was never known to flinch from the eyes of any man, but to answer such challenge with his own, brave, fearless, sometimes even defiant. Now he kept the big binocular fixed on the distant hostile array, but his face was white, his hand unsteady, and his answer, when it came, was in a voice that Ray heard in mingled pain and wonderment. Could it be that the lad was unnerved by the sight? In any event, he seemed utterly unlike himself. "I cannot say, sir. It was dark, or night at all events, the only time I ever heard him." End of chapter 11.